Hello viewers. Today me and Gary are going to do The Thief of Baghdad.
Didn't we already do The Thief of Baghdad?
No, Gary. That was the silent version of The Thief of Baghdad. Today we're going to talk about the 1940 remake. So let's stop wasting time and get to the review.
I want to be a sailor sailing out.
Other than a flying carpet scene, the plot to this movie is a whole lot different. While the original film was about a thief who goes on an adventure to win the hand of the princess, the plot to this film is a lot different. The king of Baghdad, Ahmed, is betrayed by his royal advisor, Jafar. If you think I'm joking about the villain being named Jafar, both this one and the silent version inspired Disney's Aladdin. Ahmed must find a way to get his throne back from Jafar with the help of a young thief named Abu, and they must save the princess from Jafar.
What do you think?
What do I think? Well, I think this one's great. It's bigger in scope. I think this one's equally good, if not better, than the original. The one up about this one is that it does not drag as long as the original. In case you don't know, I pretty much hate remakes, but there have been some exceptions. First, let's talk about the characters. First, there's Hamid, who's very kind and very wise. And there's Sabu, who's very likable and energetic. Who made his screen debut in The Elephant Boy in 1937 and was also the first person to play Mowgli in the first screen adaptation of Rudyard Kipling's The Jungle Book. And then there's the princess, who's beautiful on the inside and the outside. And then there's Jafar, who's cunning, malicious, and sinister. And then there's the Sultan, who's a spoiled little rich kid who prefers these gadgets to his subjects. One of the gadgets is a box in which he opens the box, and it's kind of like a little TV where things happen. This idea was also used in the fairy tale theater version of Aladdin. And then there's the genie, played by Rex Ingram, who's a lot less friendly than the genie in Aladdin. There's a close-up of his foot for anyone with a foot fetish. Well, you know what they say.
With big feet, big boots.
That must be boring. I wonder if she has an iPad. Genie comes out of a bottle that Sabu opened.
Hey, this is the credits from My Dream of Genie.
Let's talk about some of the special effects. This was one of the first films to use green screen. Although this effect had been done in other films like the 1938 Christmas Carol, this was the first film to use it to this major point. It was used on the genie, a flying mechanical horse, and the magic carpet. Also got an Academy Award for Best Special Effects. Unfortunately, we do not get the same kind of gore as in the first movie, but Jafar does get an arrow through his brain, so that's kind of a gory highlight. Can you still call it gore even if you don't see any blood coming out of the head? Oh yeah, remember in my Thief of Baghdad review when I made this joke? Fantasy. I wonder if Ray Harryhausen was a fan of this. The joke was actually a hint because it turns out that Ray Harryhausen was inspired by the Thief of Baghdad for his film The Golden Voyage of Sinbad. And it turns out The Golden Voyage of Sinbad was a tribute to Thief of Baghdad. And there are some moments where you can kind of tell. But considering that Ray Harryhausen did grow up in the 20s, I wouldn't be surprised if he was a fan of the silent version of The Thief of Baghdad. The film also got an Academy Award for its cinematography. Thief of Baghdad was a co-production between the United States and the United Kingdom. The film was very successful. New York Times reviewer Bosley Crowthert ranked it next to Fantasia, and Roger Ebert put it on the level of The Wizard of Oz. It was released several times in the 90s on VHS. It was first released on DVD in 2002 by MGM. It was also released as part of the Criterion Collection in 2008. I do have one thing to say. This remake of The Thief of Baghdad is a gazillion times better than most of the Disney remakes to the film. But what are the downs of the film? Well, to be honest, viewers, there aren't any. But tune in next time for me and Gary to start 80s Marathon. On the 4th of July, we're going to be reviewing The Goonies in commemoration of Stranger Things Season 3. Bye. I give the film 5 stars. Push subscribe and push like, and don't forget to leave comment down below. If you'd like to request an old school movie on this show, please do so by requesting it in the comments.